So let me give brief context if you haven't been watching. I was told that I take too long to get to the point, and on a Myra video, I was told I talk way too fucking much. So what we doing today, I am actually, I worked on my skills. I've been in a dojo, right? I've been in the dojo for the last 3 videos, working on getting straight to the point. So I got the skills now. What we gonna do, we gonna watch this long ass video and I'm gonna get straight to the point with my takes. That's what we doing today. That's what we doing today. We taking the skills we learned from the dojo and applying them in the real world. So let's get to it.
You treat a woman well, right? When you treat a woman good, even if it's for a short period of time, you're gonna get so much more.
I don't want nothing more.
No, when I say that, I'm talking about even during the sexual.
I'm doing all the work anyway. What's she finna be doing? She gonna suck a little dick, ride for 2 seconds. I'm doing 30 moves.
This nigga said
that's all. Honestly, from the sound of thing, that's probably about all you're gonna be good for in the situation.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is
I
that
got 30 moves.
You're gonna get the best version of her possible. First of all, her moans are gonna be a little bit more erotic, which is gonna turn you on.
This is some bullshit.
More. She's gonna be a lot wetter. She's gonna be a lot wetter because she's gonna be like, this is a nigga I want.
She gonna do that anyway. I'm me. She already juiced up.
And you don't know whatever you like, she's gonna be wanting to satisfy you as
they
well.
They gonna do that anyway. I'm me.
But you're not gonna get the best version of a woman by not doing anything. I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about the extreme of shopping because the stores are closed by the time you meet up with people.
They're closed.
But I'm just trying to say, and just treating them well, talking to them nicely, making sure
we gonna do that.
No, making sure they've eaten.
Nah,
not feeding people is crazy.
Crazy business.
It's just so wrong. It's like it's just wrong. You might as well just mush her head down in the dirt while you give her back.
Nah, that's crazy. We ain't violating the women now. We gonna keep it respectable.
But not feeding a woman is the same thing.
I'm not your caregiver.
And I'm not your pussy giver.
Right. I don't need it then.
You're somebody's pussy giver. They talking about all this stuff a man got to do for some pussy. And what they giving in exchange is premium moans. They giving better moans comes down to than they typically give. Chicks be talking about all this shit that they want, but they still don't talk about anything of value, anything of actual value that men want that they actually gonna give. And if I'm being honest, I feel like the people who say all the 50-50 and all of this shit, all of that is just so a dude could get the pussy and all that. Like, if I got to go through all that to get the pussy, you shouldn't really have an instruction manual or a list of demands when I get the pussy. I should just be able to do whatever I want with the pussy and then you shut the fuck up.
The A side of the situation. So I'm blessing you. She ain't getting nothing to this table here, man. I don't want to bless you in this situation.
I have to bring something to the table, and I'm already bringing. I'm bringing the whole.
What you do? I don't that used car. That shit ain't this. This is a Bugatti dick here.
That
what is that?
Car ass dick.
No,
that's a 92 Neon.
No way.
Your name mama didn't drove that car.
Yeah, they love it too. You women don't even come from dicks, so you got to find this special magical dick to make that right.
You see her toys.
What a toy. What you do? You a robot. This real life. This ain't AI. This real life dick.
If she has not sucked his cock, she will. It is destined to happen. It is written in stone.
And all I know is I love some AI. Chat GPT be writing the out of my papers.
That's you. You know what I'm saying? Real women want that real meat and they get that.
But you got to think about this. Like, I'm the type of person, you don't always want to fill your stomach before you said they got to come fed.
They don't. I don't care if they fed or not.
I'm not trying to suck a dick on a full stomach.
That got nothing to do with it.
That was the wrong gag. Everything gonna be up.
And they eat before they get there. They got a little residue in their mouth and all that. Got, you know what I'm saying, rump roast on their teeth and all that. Don't eat before you come over.
Right, so feed the hoes.
Nah, feed yourself. Feed yourself
you
off
gotta think
yourself.
about it. We got bigger issues. If you come over at 1 a.m. and you ain't eat yet.
It's cause you a poor. Get out of here. I don't want
we got bigger issues.
Jesus Christ. You're poor.
Take care of yourself.
We got bigger issues.
Who is feeding a hoe on a booty call? What the fuck is going on in 2025?
What type of life you living?
You waited for us to feed you.
Right. I don't want you.
No, but okay, let's get it real though.
Okay.
The release of those hormones, okay, the oxytocin release, the dopamine that's going in now you got serotonin, the calm, because we're going to get educated about this conversation, actually drives up the hunger, my friend.
I love a smart friend.
Okay, you can't just say you can't be hungry without
after.
Literally, food is my aftercare, nigga. Like,
that's after.
Hey, God bless you.
Right, so he's saying she can't get no food.
Yes,
Uber.
Go make another stop.
don't do me.
Not you.
Big
yes,
Uber.
but that's
If
what
you
they
lucky.
do. So that's what, and once again, we taking it back to previous conversations, which is the women that are allowing this to happen because they
I did buy a chick some McDonald's after him before. That's a little different though.
couldn't do it if you weren't allowing it.
Correct.
It's not even their fault. As much as I love to blame them, I have to blame any woman that's tolerating that. If a man feeding you is such the bare minimum. That's just common courtesy. That's just basic.
Well, they should just come with 2 steaks. They come with it already. Feed me then. I'm the one.
Why
Medium
are
well.
you opening your legs to a man that won't even get you Uber Eats? We're not even talking.
Don't trust any chick. I can almost guarantee you this chick right here. Most of these chicks has been fucked for nothing before at some point in her life. I don't care if she was 19. I don't care if she was 23. I don't care if she was 32. I don't care if it was yesterday. She's been fucked for nothing before. But these chicks get on these podcast mics. These chicks get on Twitter. They get on X. They get on Instagram. They get on Facebook. And then they start talking about these imaginary standards or these newfound standards that they have, and then trying to shame women for how they used to live and stuff like that. But being that we getting straight to the point is she's fucking lying. She's dishonest. Do not trust her. And I'm not debating with nobody about that. Only way I believe that she didn't do no frivolous fucking is if she Amish, and even then I don't put it past them.
About sitting down and having a fine dining experience. He won't even feed you. He said you can't even get any water. Why are you guys sleeping with him?
Because they like me. They're attracted to me. They like my personality. I'm handsome to them.
You're
I'm
a
successful.
space filler.
I'm all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all of that.
You're
you know
a
what I'm
space
saying?
filler.
Hey,
With you when they get done with Rodney that broke their heart until they find William.
I like that.
Marry
I
them
like
and
to be
sit
the
them
space
down.
filler. Don't
like
keep
that.
me there. I like to be that space filler.
Yeah, that's probably the best role that you have.
Right, I
Off the
love
booty
that.
call
I
topic.
love that.
Off the booty call topic. What if you are missing the most amazing woman that God could have ever put before you?
Man, that's her loss
What if
more
you're
than mine.
you're missing your Bonnie?
I'm saying I'm good. Look how far I got by myself. I'm doing
But
excellent.
imagine if you just didn't know because you just didn't have that lobster roll, something simple.
Right.
Just
I
that
prefer
power.
my-
I don't know about you, but the woman in my dreams is not fucking for no fucking lobster roll. We talking about getting a wife from a booty call. Like they just like this chick just really don't get it.
My freedom over everything. My happiness, personal happiness,
So you
and my
don't feel like
personal
there's a
freedom.
woman that can make you happy?
I didn't say it's. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying currently how I like to move and how I like to feel. I do what I want, how I want at all times. And look how far it got me now.
Who gonna take care of you when you get old?
Man, I got to have money. I'm gonna have caregivers and whoever else I need. I could hire some little to do it. They cheap enough.
Some little is crazy. I hope all of you go on an organic strike and don't get him no for the entire month.
They might pass out and die in a month or two. They do
But we
that.
gotta be realistic. Like sometimes you just gotta understand
He called
that
you
sometimes
cheap.
Sometimes you just
Very.
gotta understand that women actually like men.
That are pieces of shit.
See what I'm saying?
No, wait.
No.
Because like some men actually like women that are pieces of too.
Yeah.
Right? And that woman didn't deserve not a steak, not a burger from McDonald's, but he's giving her everything. Right? So
What do you define as everything? You keep saying that. Like we had another
everything that he got.
conversation.
whatever
No, but he's not. So in this instance, we're talking about a man who's saying he won't give everything. Sorry.
Stay on
No.
pace with me.
These niggas ain't
We
got
go-
nothing
No,
to give.
no, because I genuinely want to understand Rico.
We go
Like, can you break down everything
I
for me?
swear I will. Just walk with
Thank
me.
you. I
Come
love you.
on, let's take a stroll.
So some women
Not with
actually,
you.
some women actually like men, right? And the same goes on both sides of the spectrum. But when a woman actually likes a man, what she typically would make him have to do vanishes, right? So if she like me, and she like him, she like me, but she don't really like him. He's gonna have to take her on 6 different dates. He's gonna have to shower her with a couple gifts, and he's gonna have to sleep next to her without getting any box for 2 nights before she actually gives him something. Now, let's say she really likes me. All of those standards then went out the way. She just likes me so much she enjoyed being in my presence.
There we
which
go.
means she's gonna have sex. Now, can it be better if she gets more comfortable? Of course, I won't disagree. But that's not meaning that she's not gonna give me. That's not meaning she's not gonna give me good. She's still gonna give me good because she actually like me.
But let me tell you
What a
something.
blessing, right?
A girl that has a full belly has more energy.
This woman right here is a leech.
If you go ahead and feed her first, She just might
how
ride
she's not
because
eating already?
Because to be honest,
I just
to
don't
be
get that
honest,
part.
Why is she hungry?
That's why I don't be getting like, how
because
you
she
not
just
hungry
smoked
already?
a joint, bro. Like she's hungry.
Listen to how delusional this conversation is. We talking about a chick getting wiped
quality
off a
woman.
booty
And I
call,
also
getting
want you to
fed,
remember
and she's smoking joints.
these
Like, this
motherfuckers
was
was
talking at the beginning about feeding her, doing all types of shit so that the moans could be good, just for better moans. This is crazy.
Get over it.
I don't like no high.
I can tell you why
I don't
she
like
might,
no hot.
might
You
be
just are.
hungry. I can tell you why. I can give you two really genuine responses as to why she might be hungry. One, a lot of times women, when they know they're going out with men, don't want to eat because they're like, I'm gonna get bloated.
Yeah, you don't want that. They're not gonna fart out
One.
that.
Two, they don't want to have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, you
Correct.
don't want that.
Okay. And sometimes they think, well, we're going to eat later, so I don't want to get full. So those are three qualified explanations for why a woman might not have eaten already, and it doesn't have anything to do with her being poor.
it doesn't
Okay.
At 1 a.m.?
because to the degree.
Bring a Lunchable or
At 1
something.
a.m.
A lunch
but
bowl is
at 1 a.m.
Do you
yes.
like the whole?
I love it.
I'll say this to you, Rico. Right, like that same first night I was talking about, I said I was going to work an event. I went to the event, and upon leaving that event, the first place we went was for food, right? And he was making sure that I ate, and it wasn't because I was broke. It was because I was working. I was getting to the bag. I was in that mode, but. I think the point that you made about certain things going out the window, I'm not going to say you're completely wrong because there are a lot of women who will toss the standard in an instant for a guy who has compelled them. So we're not going to sit here and act like nobody ever been dumb for that moment.
That's not
instant,
done
but-
though. Like if we on some mutual, now let me get some understanding. Let me get some more context to it because it's not all women. We're talking about the ones that we're on just right?
Correct.
If it's more than that, it could be more than that. But we just that's what we doing. I'm asking you for nothing, you asking me for nothing. I'm giving you the best dick you ever had in your life. You give me some
So that's your boundary, basically.
Yeah, but that's what we on.
All right.
Let's get some understanding.
We are talking booty calls, but
Right, that's what
I
we're
have a
talking
little
about.
bit of a different standard. But I think maybe that's the conversation up front. We need to know what.
The craziest thing is a chick in the middle acting like she ain't ever fucked a guy just because she like him. that's the craziest part. Like, she acting like that shit never happens. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope, the skills that I hone in the dojo have, turned out very good, and, that you enjoyed it. This video is already done, but I seen the reaction I got from some of the people in the comments saying they want the long form content back. So we're going to go back to normal, and we're going to react to more of this vid.
What we expect that each
Man, we
other
know what
grow
it is. We ain't gotta
into
go all that
this.
conversation.
That's
No,
not true.
because that's where the lines
That's-
get
that's
blurred,
where
and that's where people
yep.
get messed up. People get messed up in the lack of communication.
Correct.
And I think a lot of times women will try to keep the energy in a certain space, so they don't want to have the conversation of, oh, what are we doing? Is this long term and and whatnot? They just be going with the flow, but that going with the flow will get your heart broke. It will hurt your own
See, the
feelings
thankful
because
for
you
me-
have expectations.
Yeah, my
a lot of
world
the
already out
times
there.
women, it's some women out here that's for sure just out here. For sure. But a lot of the girls that I know and that's trying to build, they're genuinely out here just looking to be their best selves and looking for a partner for real.
Yeah.
And I bet you all of them chicks is over 30. As far as the chicks she said that she know that's looking to build and all of them chicks is over 30. My question to them would be, what were you looking for when you were 24? What were you looking for when you were 25? Because the thing about this lifestyle and this lack of communication shit, this is not new to them. This is stuff that they were dealing with when they was 25, when they was just young, wild, and free. But now that they 30-something, it's an issue. Chicks be trying to hit that clutch 3 down the stretch, and it's like, psh, it's too late. Like, the game, for some of these chicks, the game over. Like, forget about it. The craziest thing is, I think a lot of chicks don't be knowing the game is over until it's, like, beyond over. Like, the game be over and they still be in the arena by themselves, and they don't really recognize they're in the arena by themselves. They recognize ain't nobody playing with you no more. Like, it's over. Like, it's, yeah, like, the NBA is over. You got to go down to, like, your YMCA, your local YMCA or something, like, because this ain't it. You're not about to get a ring.
Somebody tell them up front, hey, I'm just out here trying to, knock down whoever at this point. I think that, that it's fair that they're not going to give it up, and it's fair they're going to go a different direction with their life. But, a lot of the times, let's be real, dudes don't be open about what
we
they're
gotta trick
really
them
on.
too. If they find enough, we're gonna trick them a little bit. I ain't gonna
That's
lie.
manipulation, and in
That's
reality,
true.
that's a certain level of the R word that I don't want to say.
Whoa,
Because if you
that's
have to
I'm going to let her cook before I get on a long rant. But listen, this is the issue. Words don't have meaning anymore. The lines get blurred. The definitions are all over the place. Everything falls under the umbrella based on how you feel. Not based on what it actually is, but based on how you feel. Oh, man, I can't wait.
If you have to manipulate somebody out of some coochie, you are no different than the person that held her down in the alley behind closed.
That's different.
That's next level. Baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I know it's a hard pill to swallow, guys.
But it ain't no hard pill to swallow. That's some psychiatric ward type situation. You walk around thinking because a nigga,
if you have to game a girl out of coochie,
that's game of life. Like she should be grown.
If you have to game a girl out of coochie, you are just as bad as the guy that does physical harm.
Nah, they on the same spectrum. I don't know. What
absolutely is.
What about when the girl games a guy?
What's that? That's the R word.
She's the same thing.
It's called a thief.
It's called a city girl.
Right.
No,
all these women be locked up dead. If that's
Rico, if you're being honest, I will call that a thief. Like that whole movie, was it called Hustlers or something like that?
Hustlers,
yeah.
With the woman that was getting down and all that.
Yeah,
I'm like, how are we glorifying this? Because if it was dudes doing this to women, it'd be an issue. You already know I'm an equal opportunity employer around this mother when it comes to serving passes in this bitch. If it's guys, it's guys. If it's women, it's women. I think girls and guys be on shit with that. Period.
So we know Organik has never done this, so the question doesn't apply to him.
See, we got to address a few things. The first thing I'm going to address, and just for the people who actually like my content, we're not getting straight to the point with this one. So buckle in, I'm going to fucking talk for quite a while. Oh my goodness. No, don't do that. Oh, it's the worst thing in the world. Shut the fuck up. But anyways, I tuned into a reaction channel and I'm mad he's reacting. But anyways, I don't care about her saying she is an equal opportunity employer, whatever the case, whatever she said. I don't care about that because this is the thing. What she called the women is thieves. Do you think thieves are ashamed of being thieves? Do you think society shames thieves heavily enough? This land that we are on, as far as Americans, is stolen. So we could start there. We could go further and say, like, okay, it's a lot of boosters in the hood, right? So a lot of people steal from, Neiman Marcus or wherever the fuck, Burlington. Ain't nobody boosting from Burlington, but, they'll go steal a bunch of Gucci and stuff, put it all through the hood, et cetera, et cetera. So people actually love boosters, right? People love pirating NBA games or NFL, NHL, any sports, boxing matches, new movies. Everybody loves to pirate. I could keep going. Nobody really has any shame when it comes to being a thief. The only thing that comes with being a thief is a possible penalty. And even when you go to jail and prison, like, ain't nobody like, oh man, that's just like the only people who really, like, if we talking about in the real world, I don't like thieves personally. When you steal my shit or you steal from people, from regular people, I don't like that personally. I hate a thief way more than I hate a liar, because you are actually impacting me. And when it comes to a liar, there are certain lies that can impact you, but most lies don't really impact you. I'm not going to unpack that right now. But yeah, when it comes to a thief, like, that's pretty much it. It's no global scrutiny that comes with that. You're pretty much cool. Motherfuckers love Carmen Sandiego and Lupin the Third and fucking heist movies, Ocean's 11. Everybody loves a fucking thief. You know who nobody loves? Nobody loves an actual strong arm SA person. Intimacy, assault, goblin, whatever we gonna call them. I know people be like, oh, it's grape, all this stuff. I don't know the YouTube terminology for calling somebody that, but nobody loves that person. Society altogether, we hate those guys. When they go to prison, they get done the worst. They are at the bottom. They have to get protective custody or they gonna get tossed around the prison so crazy. So the contrasting two titles don't hold the same weight. So I'm not going to give her any points for, air quote, holding women accountable in that sense, because it's bullshit. Now we have to go back to this over here. When you look at how much strong arm forcing is, like when you look at how messed up that actually is, that is the actual definite, that is what grape actually is. That is what grape actually is. Forcibly entering. I'm going to be honest with you. We going to go down a rabbit hole. When we get to these legal definitions and these core definitions as far as, well, did you give them consent in 1975? All of this coercion type stuff, like it gets really dicey. It gets really dicey. And the reason that it gets really dicey, in my opinion, is because when we look at the actual act that is mentioned, like the strong arm forcing, when we go back in time into like the Viking era or pirates or whatever the case may be, when they were running through graping and pillaging, right? When they were doing that. Like, it's no fluffiness to the definition. It's no coercion going on. It's none of that stuff, right? But when you get to saying certain things are that, when they don't mimic the physical force or anything like that, it's nobody's getting drugged or put to sleep or anything like that. None of that is happening. And a woman is willingly, she's not being, and even then, when we talk about coercion, that's still bad. That's still bad. Because if you think about that, let's take a good example. You got somebody who works a job, right? And they're struggling. And they whole livelihood depends on this. And the guy is about to fire him or whatever the case may be. And he says, listen, if you don't want to get fired, I got something you could do. And it's a favor, an intimate favor. He is using her livelihood as leverage to put her in a position she doesn't want to be in. So that's absolutely wrong. And it should be a criminal offense. It should be a criminal offense. They got a term for what I mentioned, quid pro quo. And I'm cool with that being a term. I don't like, personally, when things like that are called the R word, because the R word in my mind and in everybody else's mind, honestly, equates to physical force. Physical force. Physical force. That is very bad. That is very horrible. But not just those things. It's very different than the other thing that we mentioned as far as the quid pro quo type situations. It's very different because there's a physical element. And I have to say this again because people like to take things out of context. People like to miss the point. All of that is still bad. It's all bad. But we're going to move on from that because I made the point enough that it's all bad. And I just don't like the one thing being equated to the more extreme. Because, bruh, when you look like and you say a word like, bro, this dude got his ass beat or whatever. If you say a dude got his ass beat, like, there's no other way that is other than he got pummeled and beat on by another person, and it was very violent and it was very bad. If you take that same thing, you got beat on and say like, oh yeah, the dude made fun of him for like an hour and a half. That's not getting your ass beat. Like, that's not so it's like the definition or the definition of the word or what falls under that word is too flexible, and it's an extreme word. But enough of that. You should get that point. When we go to what this chick said, shout out, and I got to give credit to where this comes from. Shout out to Minister Jap. I don't really watch his content much, but he mentioned something that I seen on one of his streams before, and it was a very good stream, and it was RAG, R-A-G. R-A-G. When chicks get super mad at you, like peak anger, and I always say this is something I say. I say that women specialize in reputation destruction. That's what they do. If they get really mad, it comes down to three things that they try to put on your name to try and destroy you in ways that are hard to come back from. R is grape. So that's the first one. A is assault. So they say that you DV'd them. The third is gay. They say that you're gay. Those three things are very big. And when you look at these, it's gotten to a point now when we are having casual conversations on a podcast, these types of things get thrown around frivolously. They get thrown around like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. But he said he be running some game, et cetera, et cetera. He might do a little manipulation and stuff like that. We could say it's wrong. We could say the game is the game. You could say whatever you want. What she said was you ain't no better than somebody holding a chick down, forcing themselves on her and taking it. Those are not anywhere near the same realm. Those are not anywhere near the same realm. Women like to weaponize these things, even in casual conversations. They like to weaponize really heinous acts or really heinous things and imply that on somebody else, even during casual conversations. All they know is how they feel. They don't think about how heavy and how serious what they're saying actually is. They don't even care how it can affect other people, how it could affect Organik in this case. All she cares about is how she feels. The issue with this is that most people aren't thinkers, but when it comes to women, like especially when we get into context like this, and you got somebody like Organik saying a bunch of stuff that a lot of them just won't like in general. A lot of chicks don't like dudes on podcasts saying anything, relationship podcast. Don't even got to be red pill. If it's a relationship podcast, they don't really fuck with it. But they could not like what he is saying and all that stuff. And then they just try and make it stick to his name. Like, oh, he be assaulting chicks. What you mean he be assaulting? Oh, yeah, man, he be manipulating and lying to him, to get sex. That's da-da-da-da-da. It might not even get that far as an explanation. You could just come out and say, oh, he be graping chicks. You could go and just say that. You could just go and say that. Being that chicks is, if they go on by this chick's definition, that's what it is. And this is why it's not just a waste of a conversation to really be conversing with these chicks, because it's a lot of reasons. I've went over them on my channel. You can't really expect to have an honest conversation, but even then you deal with stuff like this, to where when her emotions get heightened, because they've been getting heightened by him through the whole show, and she don't like what the dude is saying, and the fact that he said it, you know what? We just gonna label manipulation or air quote game. We just gonna label that as grape now. That's what we just gonna label that. You ain't no better than somebody holding, somebody down and taking it from them. So like I was saying, not only is it a waste to have conversations with these chicks, in some cases, it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous because you don't know what the chick is about to say. You have no idea what the chick is about to say. And as much games as women play, I just got done talking about this on another video. Like the game exists because of women. When the attachment video drop, or if it dropped already, it's in that. But the game exists because of women. As many games as chicks play, as much manipulation as they do, no. Thief is not a good enough title if you are going to take men who do the same thing, for men's different goal, because y'all try to get relationships, y'all try to get commitment, y'all run around acting like y'all got a 3 body count when your shit be in the hundreds. Y'all run around trying to act like you pure. Y'all go around and y'all try and go to church. Y'all ain't get dipped in the water or nothing. Y'all try to just switch it up. When you on MTV Spring Break, shaking your butt in the thong, and you on Girls Gone Wild, that same Spring Break trip showing your boobs back in 98, 2002, whatever it was, and you try to scrub that from history. You try to act like that ain't happened. You try to act like you was never that person. You try to act like you better than that. You try to act like these other chicks, yeah, you above these hoes. Because these hoes going and fucking this dude, because like chicks will do that. They'll do all this fucking lying, deceit, manipulation, and etc. And you can't even say nothing that's going to hold as much weight and that's going to get a woman as much scrutiny as being a grapist. Because the thing about that is, even when dudes get SA'd by chicks, whether they kids or whatever the case may be, when it happens, people just laugh at it. And other men, not boys, men say, man, I wish I was in that position. I wish I was getting my meat sucked when I was 13. So in the society we live in, female predators are a joke. It's just something that gets laughed at, brushed off, and dudes are so thirsty and horny, they just can't think past their own meat. They can't think that it's possible that the other person had a bad experience, a traumatic experience, an experience that shaped their whole relationships with women to this day, to where they're not really having healthy interactions. But back to the point, yeah, it's nothing you could say about a chick that's gonna hold anywhere near as much weight as calling a dude that. And listen, she could even call the chicks the R word or whatever the case may be, but forget about it, dog. Forget about it. You have to throw that out the window. Manipulation as far as just some game or whatever the case may be. Ooh, baby, I love you when you don't love them. That is not grape.
But Louis or Rico, Hondo, have you ever paid for ever?
Of course.
My nigga.
I paid
Like that.
What about you?
To a certain extent.
Oh, my nigga.
No.
I'm not asking you. I'm not like, hey, I got this for this. It just works out that way. Like,
Yeah, however it work out,
A
it work
date.
out. No.
Whatever the exchange
No.
of courtesy is.
Now that
he's not
even
gonna
though
do.
that's true. No,
You know what
I paid like how much do you cost?
No, not like
Where were
that.
you
That's a prostitute.
That is
See, chicks will say, and also simps, will see a male red pill podcast and say, just take the mics. Stop selling podcast equipment and stuff like that. We done seen some dumb shit back to back. She asked if motherfuckers bought coochie before. If you selling coochie, if somebody is buying your coochie, that means you're selling it. You're a prostitute by definition. You're a fucking prostitute by definition. This nigga says, no, I asked how much do you cost? And her response was, no, you a prostitute. That's a prostitute. And see, I blame you niggas who be like, oh, it's going to cost any way you do it. It's going to cost something no matter what you're doing. You know, this shit. Ain't no such thing as free pussy. You're going to have to pay with some type of da-da-da-da-da. No. Paying for coochie is prostitution. If you can look at it and it's something that is directly transactional, then that is considered paying for coochie. That makes the man a trick or even a John, and that makes the woman a prostitute. Let's see what they got to say.
a little bit
Not
of
like
What country
that.
were you in?
Not
I
like
thought
that.
that's what I meant when I hear pay for. How much do you cost?
Yeah, no, I knew what he meant. I don't know what country were you in.
No,
he don't pay for ass.
Oh, what you
What
mean?
country
How
were
you
you
pay?
in?
How did you pay for it? What you mean?
What do you mean? How did I pay for?
Oh, you
it?
mean like how much?
Did you use cash or
I
card?
pulled out Google Translate.
You was okay overseas.
How much do you cost?
Were you in another country?
Of course, many countries.
Okay.
But
You said
I'm not
many
talking
countries?
about like that.
Yeah.
though.
Many.
I'm
So
not,
what you
traveling. I'm not talking about like that. Like that's normal. Everybody does that, right? Everybody.
I don't look
Tyra,
at that as-
Teddy.
yeah.
Everybody's done that before.
Everybody's done that. I'm not even about to entertain this shit. So you telling me all the women have done that too? Or all the women have done that? Every woman that sold their coochie? Is that what you're telling me too? Transactional, like here's the bread? Like, because you said everybody does that. I want to know if that extends to the women. Is every woman sold their coochie? She's not going to say. But I would like to know that. Like, so you telling me that in your mind, every man has bought coochie at a flat rate. Every man has done that, but every woman hasn't sold their coochie. And even then, I know that either way it goes, everybody's not doing that. I don't think the majority of people are doing either one of those. Now, if you start counting like OnlyFans or like the internet shit, that's different. I'm talking about actual in person. That's yeah. So yeah, let's just get back to it.
Everybody. That's normal, right?
When you overseas.
But in other countries, everybody's like, how much do you, right?
On tripping, she talking about buying coochie overseas. Everybody done did it. Okay. I haven't done it. I haven't been out the country in my adult life, but you know the passport bros have built a whole lane off that of content.
Do you want to come
to America?
You want to suck my
I'm like, you too much. It's crazy.
She said, do you want to come to America?
Why they always add O's and A's on it? Like, you want to suck up my dick?
My dick sucky.
Okay.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, have you paid for it in the States where with a woman who speaks English and you just
A regular American
like
A woman who speaks English?
Yeah.
Like paper.
Like, have you ever tricked a little bit so you could get to it?
Oh no, I never. See, the thing is, I'm not with the games.
Takes that back.
I'm not with the games.
Lewis,
If
what
I'm-
about you?
Oh yeah, I said it's a date though.
My nigga. It's a date. Whatever, it's all right.
Like I never had that.
That's right, Lewis. Defend yourself.
You
I
and
never had that
Organik.
courage to be like, yeah, but
I think we can hang them from this chrome up here, from the trust. We can hang them right there.
I need my that say 2,000 point score.
Yeah, me too. But my shit
great.
to be continued.
To be continued.
I'm still scoring out this
I
moment.
gotta have some expectations.
And I'm not saying
on
this,
these booty
and I'm
calls,
not
though.
saying this in a braggadocious way, but I've never been on a date with a woman that I paid for before we had sex.
What you mean?
I like that, Rico.
Like,
Break it down for him. Break it down what
After
you
we
mean.
had sex, I might have taken her out on a date.
Right.
need a new
You
seat.
got to earn the date,
But
right?
I never just said, hey, let's go on a date to get to know
Yeah,
you.
we
That's
ain't
so.
doing that.
That's sad. Y'all are really playing yourselves.
No, they
You're
ain't.
having sex with a man before you even getting.
But I'm-
the money. Let's put the money on the back burner because that's food is not an investment, right? So you're talking about just a standard conversation where you're getting to know a person. And you listen to a man speak for 30 minutes, unless he's on his dean to where he's trying to trick you.
We
Out
gonna
of this
be
world.
on that dean now.
He's gonna say or do something that's gonna show you something. Something. Even if you gotta act like you down with the bull, laugh with him like the homie. Like, yeah, you know them bitches be, and he gonna be like, hey. He gonna say something that's gonna
gonna
show
be-
you that's where his mind is at. You need a conversation with a man in order
You
to
can have those
understand
conversations.
what
They're
kind
the
of man
best.
he is. Y'all should not be having sex with no man that you did not sit down and have a conversation with, whether it's a glass of wine and some bread that's on the table. You cannot do that. That is crazy.
Those the
And
best
I'm gonna-
conversations.
And I'm gonna even go so far as to say, you doing it, you get what you deserve.
Before I get into talking about her and just talking shit, I'm going to just go straight to what she said and what he said. First thing I want you to notice, man, I be trying to tell y'all dudes, man, like, fuck this date and shit. Fuck actually going on dates. Man, I remember somebody I know said he was going to take a chick to, like, a carnival and then dinner and then a movie and stuff. I was like, bruh, like, just, if you go take her out, just pick one. And the shit was like, they wasn't even going down the street for this shit. They was going like an hour away. I'm like, bro, like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. But this is the thing, man. You dude said it right there. And I know he got the chain on. I know you might think, oh, he in Miami, he got money or whatever. And he, like, these are exceptional guys and stuff like that. I try to tell y'all all the time, like, and I know this because I'm not an exceptional guy. I know guys who are not necessarily exceptional, who get their way. And the truth is, these chicks, not only is they fucking, but they not going on dates all like that. Even if they is, the whole point is a lot of them, the majority of them, are having sex without dates. Y'all done heard me kick the Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler 51st dates. If she wants you to take her on multiple dates, it's not a standard that she has. She's not feeling you like that. She's not feeling it. And listen, if you want to go that route to earn the coochie, that's cool. You could do that. But when it get down the line and it feels like she's in control, or it feels like, you know, she don't really give a fuck if she lose you, she never liked you like that in the first place, from the beginning, from the very beginning of y'all relationship. She never really liked you like that. You was just cool. You was somebody to, you know, entertain, and you grew on her and shit like that, et cetera, et cetera. But you heard what Buddy said, so we addressed that. He said that, yo, I'll take a chick on a date after we had sex. The next thing we go to is the chick acting like she wasn't having sex or never had sex with somebody without going on a date. I've already addressed that earlier in the video. Like, it's absolutely preposterous. Y'all know the climate of what's going on. Y'all know what's going on outside, even if you don't, because these other niggas won't tell you. I done told you all over this channel. If you don't know, get fucking familiar. The last point I'm gonna make, and this is very important. She's saying that you gotta have a conversation with dude and blah 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 before you lay down with him and over a piece of bread, and even if it's over, this is what it's really about. What she's saying is not wrong. What she's saying is not wrong. But the truth is, she's trying to equate, what she's trying to do, not the truth, but what she's trying to do. She's trying to equate a conversation to a date. She's trying to equate a conversation to sitting across from each other at a restaurant with a tab that he's paying for. It is possible for you via text or via FaceTime to have those conversations without even being in person. It's also possible to have those conversations at each other's spots, on couches, without even fucking. Without even trying to fuck. Y'all could have the conversations at the crib. It's possible for y'all to go to the park, go on a walk. Shit, these chicks is anti-coffee dates. It's possible to go on a coffee if that's what it takes. Because she said a piece of bread, a coffee date. If it absolutely takes a date, do the Chad Ocho Cinco fucking McDonald's or do the coffee date, all the shit that they say they don't, all the shit that the gold diggers be online trying to advise chicks against going with, go on one of them fucking dates. And if she reject this shit, don't do like I did back in my youth. And I got with an old bitch and I was like, yo, you trying to go to Denny's? Because that was my go-to spot. And she like, ugh, Denny's, no. I did the mistake because I was young and green. This is early 20s type shit. Like, oh, shit, bitch, where you want to go there? Outback Steakhouse. Boom. Ran the tab up on your boy. I was paying some shit that I wasn't used to paying. Y'all motherfuckers, I remember I was talking to motherfuckers, they talking about, oh, $200 dates is normal. Man, I ain't been on a $200 day in my life, dog. Like, bro, I don't, like, just think about that, bro. Like, motherfuckers be so full of shit. And I'm going to end it in a second, but, and get back to the video, but when you go to a restaurant, you go to any of these chain restaurants, like, y'all spending $100. I don't drink. So I don't know if y'all be buying shots and shit for yourselves and shit like that. And I know that could probably be expensive, but do you spend $100 on yourself when you go with your dude to B-dubs or go to a sports bar? Do you spend $100 on yourself for food? Fuck no. You don't have a $100 tab in most places that you go. Why the fuck on the first date are you taking this chick to some place that has gratuity? And the entrees is $40 to $60. Why are you doing that? Why are you buying a bottle in a restaurant? How are you niggas getting these $200 tabs? Like I just, even now in the climate that we in, I know the price is going to be up there. You could drop $160. You could drop $140. It's definitely possible and easy to go past $100. But $200, like, where the fuck is y'all eating at? And the last thing I'm gonna say is, like, we get to this all this motherfucking, oh yeah, dude should send you, you know, $200 if you ask for something if you ask to get something to eat on your lunch break. Fam, it don't cost $30 to get a great meal. On a lunch break, no matter where you work. Chicks be full of shit, man. Chicks be full of shit. And the whole thing about this whole shit, and every time this chick open her mouth about dating and all that shit, bro, we have hit a point, and I'm going to keep it so real, where the average black woman, specifically, black woman, that you see on the internet, not in real life, but that you see on the internet, has a full-blown gold digger mindset. What can I get out of this man monetarily? And listen, it's not only black women, but they lead the pack on this shit. When I say who is the white Shira 7, you got to really think about that. Who is the white Shira 7? And you probably don't have an answer. I have an answer. It's a new creator. This chick called Texas Garden Fairy. You probably seen her on my channel before. I reacted to her a couple times. Never dedicated a full video, but she got 60K followers. Shira 7 has 903,000 followers, fam. This is without being on TV. Because when you think about like feminism and The View and all that stuff, one of the answers that you might have gave, like as far as who the female Shira 7 is, you might have gave like some celebrity answer, or you might have said somebody like a Tommy Lauren or some shit or whatever the fuck. Whoever you said is not going to be somebody that was built strictly from the internet. Shira 7 was built strictly from the internet. 903,000 subscribers spreading bullshit garbage. But then you look at somebody who is very similar to her, who is just like a wild misandrist, right? That is white, that is actually getting traction, popping a little bit. She got 60,000 followers. Like, she's new. Black women are at the helm of a lot of the bullshit when it comes to this dating shit. Especially this online, spreading all these toxic narratives and shit. They are at the helm of this shit. And the thing is, I'm not even going to say it's most black women or it's all black, because I know, talk to, interact with black women who don't subscribe to a lot of the bullshit. It's actually cool people, but it's a good chunk. It's a good, solid chunk of black women who subscribe to a lot of the bullshit, to where you'll see chicks that you know talking about that 50-50 bullshit. Last thing I'm going to say before we get back to the video, scroll back, go to that Shira 7 shit. If you got Instagram, go to Shira 7's profile and look at the chicks from your profile that follow Shira 7. What you want to do is go and save one of her posts on your Instagram, right? So that you can always just go back to her profile if you forget it, whatever the case may be. And yeah, you want to see who is following that type of rhetoric, because she is not the Kevin Samuels equivalent or parallel or nothing. Like, Kevin Samuels wasn't destructive. This chick is destructive. She is absolutely destructive. And I want to note one thing before we get back to the video. When I went, there was an aesthetic. There was an aesthetic of the women who follow her. I had like something like 20 chicks following her. They were all, either bad bitches or bad bitch wannabes. So that's the first thing. Most of them were makeup face ass bitches. Some of them were fucking bust down wig, lace front ass bitches. Meaning, and this, the craziest part is this even like it's a white chick and a Latina chick who was in that fold, who both, on my friends, that had to bust down wigs and shit. They be having to bust down wigs. So it's not just black women, but these is like fake bad bitch aesthetic, And it was one white chick who ain't got none of that shit except possibly the makeup going on my shit. But the funny thing is, not only have I seen her fall for Derek Jackson's bullshit, I also seen her fall for the Poppy Don dude's bullshit. I've seen her repost like Justin LeBoy pandering shit. Like, it's like nothing is going on upstairs for a lot of these chicks that follow her. So yeah, let's get back to the video. Oh, and if you didn't get it, beware of those chicks that you follow that follow her. Beware of those chicks, as far as the local chicks around you that you might be thinking about hollering at. If you see them following her, beware of them.
Which is a blessing. Those are the best conversations. When a girl comes over and you just chilling on the balcony or something, looking over the water, having those good conversations, it could go on for hours before you got take her on, in a room and all that.
Oh, you talk to those?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
On the balcony.
See, you ain't got full understanding.
Okay.
I'm
and
not
after
nobody.
you talk to
Listen.
him on the balcony for hours, the door is right there.
Okay,
when y'all
that's
walking
true
back
though.
in,
But let's
you
get
should
some
be heading
understanding.
towards
I don't
the
have.
door.
I don't
'Cause
have.
all them hours he didn't order you nothing to eat.
That ain't necessary.
Do you offer a bottle of water when they're talking?
These are some thirsty ass, hungry ass, begging ass women.
If it's there.
Now, sir, you said
If it's not there, then it's not there. No, if it's there, it's there.
It's different.
Yeah, if it's there, it's there. But if it's not, I'm going on my way. Drink the water, like I said. But end of the day, I never had a problem with women. You'll never hear no woman talk bad about me or none of that. So I'm never bad to women. I can sit here and have a long conversation with them, break it all the way down. We're going to get understanding. And you're going to like me even more. We sit there for an hour, so you kind of want to get out the way. Because now you're really going to be bamboozled. We're going to sit here and get on my intellectual properties, the wittiness and all this. You're going to really love me after I drop that load in you. You know what I'm saying? So you're best to get out the way instantly. We can sit here and talk all you want to till the sun come up. I'm with it. I love to talk. I do this for a living. Right. So that's the easiest thing for me to do, to have a great conversation and learn about your parents. You know about my life. We could do all that.
But you don't give a for real.
But no. I do not.
Is it hard to believe?
But once again, it depends on the woman, though.
That he's the way that he is, or is it harder to believe that the women are accepting?
It's harder to believe that the women are accepting it.
Why?
It's hard.
They capped out because they know they accepted it from other guys and they passed. They just capping.
What can we do? We can't do. It's nothing that can be done.
It's nothing to be done.
It's crazy that
wait, hold on, ladies.
Did not listen to Rico. Please help him understand.
Like, let's just say I think that we're going from 0 to 100 and we're missing all the middle numbers, right? The numbers in between. Just because a girl really likes me, right? And now she doesn't require me to go out on a date with her, but that doesn't mean no effort is invested. Right. I might have to talk to her, let's say for a week or two, but I'm not talking to her. But I'm not talking to her.
That's
just
a lot
like,
of effort. Shit.
Yeah, I'm not talking. I'm consistent. Morning, night conversations, and we having great conversations for an hour and a half at night before she goes to sleep. She wakes up and then she's seeing my message first.
But you still have no feelings for her at all.
Of course not.
Of course not.
But I don't know her. She don't know me, right? So I'm not gonna develop feelings for her. I'm just showing her my consistency and actually revealing who I am mentally to her. So
if you watch my attachment video, I kind of talk about this. You got to be aware and in control at all times, especially with communication. You got to know what's going on. You got to know what's being done. You got to know what you're doing. Because if not, you could get jammed up. You could get bamboozled. And, you know, she's going to do her thing regardless. She gonna run some game because that's what women do. That's what women do. Like I told you, man, they dishonest by nature. You got to think about it, man. Why would pickup artists or just even game gurus, whatever you want to call them, why would shit tests be something that they all have to talk about? Think about that really quickly. Let's just take a moment and just ponder for a second. Why are women en masse shit testing men? Why are women en masse giving men all around the planet that are trying to pursue them a hard time, trying to push the boundaries, trying to see where they could disrespect them at, trying to find a weakness? Why are women doing this so universally to where sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's subconscious? Why are they doing this? Because that's who they are. We don't do anything like that as men, instinctively, naturally, subconsciously. We don't do anything that malicious as far as disrespecting somebody or trying to test somebody. We don't do, like, bruh, anytime we do that, it is a deliberate thing. It is a deliberate action. They do that on autopilot sometimes, dog. That is who we are dealing with. You got to understand these things.
She likes me mentally, then she gonna have sex with me. When
And she
I
already
finally
physically
invite her.
attracted.
What's the indicator in that conversation that she won't be fed? Like, what do you?
The booty call. We gotta get off the food.
Whatever.
Right.
We get into an argument about why you didn't drop off whatever. I asked you to drop it off, whatever. Something, whatever. You'll be like, I ain't with that no more. She got me up. But your nigga could cheat on you over and over again, and you cry and get back with him.
A lack of
Why is the
I think
toleration level so
in
different?
real life.
I'll tell you something. I will not be watching part 2. You see, on the contrary, in the lower right-hand corner, if you want to watch it, do that and type in podcast after it. You know it's going to come up, and you'll be able to watch the full episode without me talking too fucking much. You talk too much. Oh, man, no. I'm joking, but listen, I appreciate y'all, especially if you made it this far. Even if you skipped around a little bit, be sure to, you know, just keep watching. That's it. It is what it is, man. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gone.